Oh man. Hello, Crystal. Oh, I'm sorry you missed it, Sam. But it was good. Thanks for making this one, though. Hi, Mance. That song's called Vanilla. It's on my album Body of Work called Ego Death. It's the newest thing that I put out. Put it out in the latter half of last year. information stream, which worked out. I used to only compress parts, Sam, because of CPU limitations. Like if I just had a bunch of stuff running at all times, it would just be kind of like a headache for my computer to run. I mean, I still even do that. I mean, if I'm going to be running several VSTs that are kind of taxing, most sample libraries are kind of like this. Like Contact is like this, Omnisphere is like this. I just got East West, so that's like that a lot. And so what I'll typically do is I'll write a part, and then as soon as I feel pretty comfortable with it, I'll export it. But I'll keep the MIDI because sometimes you do need to change things. It's just that it's a lot easier to have a wave in MIDI than it is to have an entire VST running. And so, if the situation arises where I do need to change things, I'll go back and re-upload the VST and plug the MIDI that I've saved back into it. But if not, I'll just leave the wave there. I've actually gotten in a little bit of trouble doing that in the past with songs, like creating songs and forgetting to save the MIDI because I've gone back and maybe needed to relearn it for live performance or something like that, and I just didn't know the notes anymore. Mm. Yeah, FL Studio just got that ability, Sam. When was that? I mean, with like 20 point whatever. We're getting there slowly. I mean, FL Studio just got the ability to make stems, which I realized isn't really that important to me anymore. Making stems is something that's super, super useful if you're going to be giving your stems to another producer. Maybe you're working with another producer, or you want to give people stems so that they can remix your song. But I very rarely give people remix stems, so the ability to make stems just hasn't really been at the forefront of me and what I do. Yes, yes, yes. This song is called Doublets. interesting about not understanding keys or, I mean, music in general and going pretty much only off of your memory of it, like muscle memory or the way everything feels, is sometimes I will slip from one song into another song, which can be good sometimes when I'm slipping from, say, key slipping into thin air. Because those songs kind of have similar chords in them, similar melodies, or slipping from Spring Street into Over and Under. Those songs have very similar rhythms and chords too. That sounds very similar actually. Maybe more similar than I give them credit for. But sometimes slipping into another song can be good and it can sound seamless. And I will do it intentionally sometimes if a song's getting ready to end and I want to keep playing and I can think of another song that's in that same kind of feeling. Sometimes, however, it'll happen unintentionally. My body will just kind of forget where I am and will go into another place, into another song, when I don't want it to. When I'm like halfway through the song. For example, there's a point in the first four chords of Winterheart ends. That fourth chord is the first chord from Union Station, and I have to consciously not go like this. Which essentially kills Winterheart. It's supposed to do that. But yeah, occasionally. But oh, hello, hello. Is this Salmon? Salmon? I would say that the track that's most guilty of that is probably Vanilla, because Vanilla's chords don't make any sense to me. Like the chords kind of feel randomly thrown together, so my brain, if I'm not actively thinking about what chord is next, I will just start to play another song that I know has that chord in it, which is difficult because I don't know what the other artists in the stream think about consciously while they're creating or performing, but I'm very rarely thinking about the music that I'm making. I kind of will remember, and this isn't particular to me. This is, I think, all artists or all people in general. If you're performing a task, even if it's dancing, you don't remember, or speaking, you don't remember specific steps. You remember phrases, or you remember whole sentences, or you remember whole actions. Kind of like walking. You don't necessarily think put one foot in front of the other. You just think to walk, and walking is kind of contained in your brain as its own isolated action. Somebody says, "Am I excited for the Artemis project?" I don't know what that is, so I'm gonna have to say no. I'm gonna have to say no. Good morning, Ava. I would have to say no, that I'm not excited for this thing because I don't know what it is. But you remember things in like whole segments, like a group of actions. And a lot of the time when I'm playing a song, especially a song that I've been playing a lot, like for example, Love Letters, I'm not thinking about these chords. This whole section is kind of like one solid memory in my head. Um, it's like one solid, you can draw whatever you want, Ava, but thank you for asking. That was very nice of you. Yeah, this is all. Wow, you can even do it up. That's so weird. Yeah, it's all one solid chunk in my head. And then once I'm finished with that, this is all one solid chunk. But there are certain things that my brain can't do very well yet, or maybe ever, which is in the song Double Lutz. That, in my brain, is exactly the same as this. Now, I know they're in two different keys. I don't know what those keys are, but I can hear the difference between them. Yeah. But unfortunately, those two parts happen in the same song, and while I'm playing it, I have to constantly, like, be very conscious of what I'm physically doing so that I don't accidentally slip into that part early. And then once I have gone into that part, I have to make sure that I don't accidentally slip into the old part. And so it requires a lot of concentration, which is why whenever I play Double Lutz, I typically don't answer questions a lot in the stream. When I play Double Lutz, it's kind of like eyes on the keyboard type song, as opposed to something like Over and Under, where Over and Under kind of is just the same two chords over and over, so I don't really need to look down that often. Yeah, it's like a tongue twister for my hands. Yeah. And that is very easy for my hand to play. It rolls easily, like physically, it makes a lot of sense physically, in the same way that Double Lutz makes a lot of sense. But if I were to take that and move it somewhere else, sorry, everybody in the stream. I know I'm not paying good enough attention. I'm trying to figure something way out. Oh no. I can't look at the keyboard while I'm playing for some reason. I got a lot of stuff I need to unpack. Anyways, hello Nicholas, welcome back to the stream. You know what? It's because I don't play complicated stuff. Now that I think about it, specifically converting final... Oops, hold on. Final Bowser from Mario 64, I think, in chunks like that, and I don't know how they go together. Yeah, you think about stuff in chunks. I think about stuff in chunks. Or entire forms. For example, when I was just now playing, I feel like if I look at the keyboard, it'll mess me up because I'll see what I'm doing. I'm just going by a feel thing. And then I went back into the old mode. It's all chunks. But this one's hard. But then as soon as I look at the keyboard, I start playing it the old way again. Something I'll definitely maybe dig into maybe sometime between this 51st stream and the 100th stream, but definitely not in this stream. For those of you that were in yesterday's stream, we did break down song creation. I was actually surprised by how many people came into the stream. People, it's like everybody decided that was the stream they were going to come into, and what a good one to pick, because all of the ones up until 50 had the usual crowd, I'll say, and it looks like all the ones after 50 are going to have the usual crowd too. The 50th one had a strange amount of people that aren't even normally in the streams. Oh, I didn't even see Cyber in here. Hello, Cyber. advertise it on Insta too. Oh, I advertise every stream on Instagram. There's a link to this stream right now on my Instagram stories. It's linked like twice or 3 times. That's just kind of like my morning routine. In the morning after my workout, I'll like take the link from the YouTube stream and I'll put it on my Instagram story. This song. God, I really want to develop this one. I really want to develop that song, but it just won't get past this weird intro. Please to get coffee. Oh, we're up. Wow, Los Feliz. Los Feliz? Los Feliz. I've heard it both ways, but I went there for the first time in years and years and years a couple of months ago. I went to some ice cream place called Jenny's. I don't even like ice cream. Be developing. Go from there, but I do like. This is the way I want to end it. I just don't know what I need to put in the middle. Why don't you stream on Twitch? Twitch doesn't work on my phone. Ross. Also, nobody comes into the Twitch streams. I've had several streams on Twitch and nobody was in them. So, this is where my audience is, and I should probably stream for my audience instead of for no one. So interesting. I use Twitch as well, but only really watch art channels, says Ava. Jails says Cypher. Word up. Coffee God. Oh. Where do you get your coffee from, Sam? One day I'm gonna be able to play Flight Plan like a consistent way each time I play it and not change it every time. Oh, Starbucks. I don't really drink coffee, so I don't know anything. So you could have told me anything, and I guess it would have been good. Yeah, I definitely don't. I definitely don't have like OBS and a bunch of green screens. You're right, Cyber. Which does seem like that's the way to stream on Twitch. It's not necessarily my streaming style. There's a lot of reasons why I don't stream on Twitch now, actually, that I think about. It just doesn't really seem like the place for me. Too many bots and trolls, says Leanna. I also feel like, in general, it's almost like FL Studio versus Ableton. Like, if I'm using FL Studio and somebody says, how come you don't use Ableton? I'm like, well, I mean, I'm using, because I'm using the same thing, but just by a different company. I don't know. Like streaming on Twitch and streaming on YouTube. I mean, they're both getting the same thing done, which is just streaming video and music, which is all I'm doing to people. And YouTube's doing that, for me at least, just as well as Twitch would. So why would I leave the place I already have like an established habit to go to another place? I don't know. I don't even remember who asked the Twitch question anymore. I'm sorry. I should be addressing you by name, but I've forgotten now. Oh, it was Ross. I don't know if Ross is still with us. But thank you for your question, Ross. Is the chat better on YouTube, Leanna? The hot and ready. I don't even think you can buy this shirt anymore. Which kind of sucks because it doesn't fit so well. I just have really long arms. Look at that. I think I have like an orangutan build. Like I think I have normal like torso and legs, but I just have really long arms for some reason. It looked intentional, no worries. Thanks, Ava. Smash streams. Somebody didn't even think about that. It's nice to know that the orangutan build is a little bit more common than I thought it was. Yes, the infamous 2X. I saw a clothing brand yesterday that advertised carrying the size XS to 4XL. And I was thinking about that. I mean, these were all for adults too. None of these were for children. And I was like, XS to 4XL. Wow, we really do come in a lot of shapes and sizes to be just one species. 4XL, XS. I own one XS shirt. Well, I should say I owned one XS shirt. And I was a fool. Because I was like, I was in like this place in my life where I liked tighter fitted shirts. So I went to American Apparel and bought an extra small shirt without realizing that their stuff wasn't pre-shrank. So it shrunk immediately. And it also had those like weird, like girl sleeves. You know what I'm talking about? Where it doesn't like fully come down to a sleeve. It's like this weird thing that like does a weird thing to your armpit. It's like a half sleeve. It just comes here. Oh, screw those shirts. I don't remember why I'm talking about this. Oh yeah, we come in a lot of shapes and sizes, isn't it? Isn't it great? Sometimes I've wondered why I play such like songs like that when typically when I go to record music, it has more of a like a dancey feel, with the exception of recent releases. I think that dancey music isn't very fun for me to play on the piano. Dancey, funky music. It's fun to play in an ensemble. It's fun to play if you have like a bass line, you have drums driving it. But when you're just playing piano by itself, I kind of go for the more flourishy sounding stuff because I feel like it's more full and dynamic. I mean, the piano already, I think, is one of the most dynamic instruments that we have. Maybe piano and guitar like tied. Just for their polyphony, right? But I think that when I'm building stuff, I want to have chords, melody, and bass lines. When you listen to a song like "Over the Pond," that one, it's got your melody, it's got your chords, it has a rhythm, and then there's even that section that has bass line. That's a bass line. Yeah, there's like bass lines, there's chords, there's melodies, there's everything. And I feel like most instruments, it's not very possible to do that all at once. You know, there's a lot of monophonic instruments, for example, like a trumpet. And so typically when I'm doing stuff in the stream or writing stuff on piano, it's going to have that sound. Whereas when I'm writing stuff on my computer, I don't have to designate all that stuff to a piano. I don't have to do the melody with the piano. I don't have to do the chords with the piano. I don't have to do the bass line with the piano. And so it's nice to be able to spread those faculties out a little bit. For example, if you listen to a track like, what's a track I play that has a, well, I mean, Flight Plan is actually a perfect example, because in Flight Plan, when I'm playing it here, just that part right there, we have a bass line. We have, I guess that's a melody? I'm gonna call it an ARP for now. So we have a bass line, which we continue here just so I can do the melody. Bass line melody. And then we get to the chorus, it's bass line. I just feel like when you actually listen to the recorded version, the released version of Flight Plan, you're going to hear those elements. You're going to hear, but you're not going to hear them all coming from a piano. You know, there's going to be a bass playing the bass line. There's going to be Rhodes piano in the middle. I think the Rhodes piano part just goes. I help you study, says TXO. Oh, TXO or TKO? Either way. Thank you. Also, you're welcome. Also, what are you studying? To finish my point, though, if you listen to the recorded version of Flight Plan, there is so much that is carried away from the piano, because the piano doesn't have to, it just doesn't have to carry the weight of everything in the song, from chords to bass line to melody to rhythm. Even the piano, when I'm playing, it has to carry that rhythm. But if you listen to the actual recorded version, there's drums that are going to carry that rhythm forward. So the piano can even just go, because the bass, the drums will have it. But obviously I don't have that luxury here, so I have to constantly keep that rhythm going. Which you'll notice even in the bridge, which doesn't exist in the recorded version, the bridge of it, which is... That's what the bridge is supposed to sound like in the recorded version. Keep that, so the bass line in the bridge is this. But I ended up doing a mirror of the bass line with the right hand. So while the bass line is going like that, the right hand is going. Which makes, I mean, it makes for more complicated sounding compositions and just more full compositions. I use that same exact technique, the like mirror technique of going up, up, up with the left hand and down with the right hand. And I use that same technique in double Lutz, actually. In double Lutz, I have this on top of this. Yeah. So they're two different rhythms. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Somehow they, I think it's a polyrhythm actually. No, I know it's a polyrhythm. I know what a polyrhythm is. Anyways, it is a polyrhythm, which is where one hand is doing one rhythm and the other one's doing a completely different rhythm, and they kind of fall out and into sync. They kind of diverge and converge on each other a bunch. So this one is 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, kid. And this one is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. are very difficult for me to play. You know, obviously one completely different rhythm in the left hand, and one in the right hand. The example in Flight Plan, they're actually playing the same rhythm. They're just playing them slightly mirrored of each other. Um, they're mirrored. I'm trying to think of another song that I have that does that. I mean, technically, the old version of Signals, Spring Street had it. Whoa, wait a second. The old bridge of Spring Street. If it sounds familiar to you, it's because that song is Hush Sound now. But it used to be in Spring Street. But now Spring Street has a new bridge, which is I like doing melodies that trade off. So this is almost monophonic, and the thing is, if I try to play it really slow, it's hard for me. Um, it's actually very difficult for me because I know the way it feels. I know the way this. But if I try to play it's I don't know where the trade-off in my hands comes, but usually for me anyway, I can take, just because of the style that I play in and the things that I have put practice into, I can usually take chord progressions and I can like randomize notes in them in the same chord progression so that it's monophonic. And this comes from in FL Studio, old FL Studio. You used to be able to highlight a chord and like auto arpeggiate it, or it would take something like whatever this chord is, and instead of playing it all together, it would split it out so only one note plays at each time. And it would just like kind of randomize all the notes, but you would still get the same chord. And from years and years of messing with that, a lot of times what I would do to take chord progressions that I had that were boring for me to play, if I was just going to be playing, since I was just playing Spring Street, I use the bridge to Spring Street as an example. So that's the first chord. And that's why I took that. It's the same notes. It's just they're split up now, so that instead of playing them all at the same time, instead of playing this, I play. then that's the same thing for all those other songs I was playing, right? So in Flight Plan, it comes, and then whatever in double lutz. But the part that is specific to me that I like, instead of just taking chords or melodies and playing them, where the notes are split up or arpeggiated, I like to do it to where the notes never occur at the same time. Like there's no point in the bridge for Spring Street where there are two notes hitting at the same time. It also makes it possible to play on an instrument that is monophonic, which means an instrument that can only play one note at a time. So while this, all those chords might be fun for a piano or a guitar or an organ or any of the other keyboards to play, you could have maybe what has a big range that's only monophonic? Wow, I wanted to say trumpet, but trumpet can't play all of these notes for sure. Um, Hot and bready. Oh, that'd be cool. Or beardy. Hot and beardy. Mmm. Ooh, that feels good. Oh, I haven't stretched yet today. How about that? All right, we're past the 50-minute mark. Xylophone. But xylophone isn't necessarily monophonic, man. I almost said xylophone, and that's why I stopped myself, because you can play chords on a xylophone. You just need more than one mallet. Um, what was I? Oh yeah, we're at the 50-minute mark, guys. And as is the custom, this is when most of the people come in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Music is interesting, isn't it? Welcome to my podcast. Music is interesting, isn't it? I've spent so much time making it, and somehow I still feel like I don't know anything about it. Well, go get yourself some Little Caesars, Nicholas. I'm not going to be able to eat any today. I'm going to be spending most of the day away from the house. I have some work that I have to get done, and then I'm going to be hanging out with a DJ friend of mine. We're going to go to Studio City, I think. Hey, but I never watch streams on Twitch somehow. I'm more to watch YouTube ones. Or not. Or not. I mean, this is where I am every morning at 9 a.m. Every morning on YouTube. Scrap Morning Medley. Music is interesting, number one, says Max. I can't. Not until I get to 100. I have to get to 100 morning medleys before I can end this stream series. Which is really sad, because I love the alliteration of morning medley. Okay. I feel like I constantly ondulate or oscillate. Ooh. I'm going to say oscillate. Let's just say oscillate for right now, because most of us know what that word means. I feel like I'm constantly oscillating between being mystified with music and thinking, how will I ever, stuff like that. Or this person's so much better than me at music. I feel like I'm so small and ignorant by comparison. But then I think about it long enough, and I kind of come back around to this whole, it's just art. You do whatever you want. If somebody likes it, they like it. The end. It doesn't really matter. So, if you can find a happy medium between those, if you can find a happy medium between caring a lot about art and wanting to be good to yourself, wanting to be impressive to yourself in art, and grow and expand and progress, then be there. But don't allow it to ever take away from the idea or the fact, I should say, that art is at the end of the day just art. It's there for people to appreciate, um, and you should enjoy it. You should enjoy making it as much as you do listening to it. Sometimes other things can get in the way. Sometimes knowledge or the lack thereof can sometimes ruin art. I was talking to somebody yesterday on Twitter about blocking Spotify artists because Spotify lets you mute artists, which thank heavens they do. But a friend of mine was asking how to block artists because they just didn't want to see or hear from anybody. Well, this particular person anymore. And I thought that was really funny because I have the same exact the same exact feelings, for certain artists. I'm just like, I'm sick of them. I don't want to hear them. I don't want to hear them. But a lot of times that has nothing to do with their music, but it has more to do with their personality and how I know them as a person. I just don't want to see them. Kind of like how you would mute somebody from your Instagram feed. But yeah, that's kind of gotten in the way of me enjoying their art. Maybe I've had a poor experience with the person. And so what could have been a very enjoyable song kind of turns into just noise, just racket, feel bad sounds. It's feel bad sounds. But in general, especially if you don't have a personal experience maybe with a specific artist, there's an artist by the name of Jacob Collier. Collier? I don't know. I say Collier because I feel like my French brain wants to constantly pronounce an I-E-R as a ye, but maybe it's Collier. Anyways, he's a very, very good musician that is like very, very knowledgeable and like knows how to play like a million different instruments and is good at singing and is good at so much. And I think a big part of me, because everybody kept recommending his music to me for a long time, I didn't like it. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm still not super jazzed on Jacob as a musician, but his music is very good. And sometimes I need to take like a break from my musician brain, which is going to listen to everything a little bit differently maybe than the average music listener. I need to kind of like put that brain to rest and just be able to listen to something and go, you know what? This is good. Art's just art at the end of the day. Guys, I released 2 new albums. One of them is called Quick Breath, the other one is called Ego Death. Kit James has to leave. Thank you for being in the stream, Kit. Appreciate you. Ego Death and Quick Breath can be found and listened to and shared on SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play Music, Amazon MP3, Tidal, Groove, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, and YouTube. If you would like to come see me perform live, unfortunately there aren't any live shows booked right now. But I'll get one booked up for sure pretty soon. We're all getting over the holidays still, which is really sad. January is always such a waste. I feel like everybody's doing their things. They're doing MagFest. NAMM is coming up soon. People are going to ALA, Anime Los Angeles, for people that don't know. And it's just like all this stuff is happening immediately in the year, and I'm not even awake yet. Still in 2019 somewhere. Goodness gracious. Anywho. I'll have some shows sometime soon. As far as merch, there is merch coming this year, so keep your eyes open for it. And as far as streams, guys, we have officially broke the seal of stream number 50. We are in 51 today, and 52 is going to come on Monday. That's right, this is the last stream of the week. The weekend is upon us. If you liked yesterday's stream, the production stream, maybe that will be the stream. Maybe that'll be the stream series after we finish up with Morning Medley. After Morning Medley, maybe, who knows? Nobody knows. But for all the people that continue to and have in the past and are currently now supporting me and this stream. I do really appreciate it. It means a lot. I used to stream everywhere. It used to be 4 hours out of my day, guys. I used to stream on Facebook for an hour, and then when that would stream ends, I would go to Instagram for an hour, and then when that stream ended, I would go to Periscope for an hour. And sometimes even after that Periscope stream would end, I would come here to YouTube. It was a long stream. And I'm glad that I was able to somehow corral everybody from those, well, not everybody, but a lot of people from all of those other platforms to Instagram first, and then bring you guys from Instagram over here to YouTube. I do really appreciate it because I don't want to stream on 5 platforms anymore. I don't want to stream on 5 platforms. And believe you me, I have no interest at all in streaming on Periscope or Facebook ever again. Those are awful. What awful streaming platforms. So thank you for being here. I do really appreciate that, guys. And again, if maybe this is your first stream, or if this is your last stream and I never see you again, if I get hit by a car or something like that today when I'm on my way to Studio City, what an awful thing to say. If something happens and basically you're not in this stream anymore, I'm going forward. I want to thank you for spending 50 of them with me. Wow, 50 streams. That's 50 hours. I will do my best to not die in the next, 72 hours? I don't know when you guys are going to see me next. Monday? However many hours that is. And if you have time Monday, I will see you here again at 9 a.m. This song that I'm playing right now is called Hush Hour. It is the closing song from the stream. I wrote it in Hong Kong. How many of you guys are sick of hearing this story? I want to be able to hire somebody else to just say it for me. Because I feel like at this point, all the people that have heard it about 51 times now kind of just tune it out. This song is called Hush Hour, and I wrote it in Hong Kong. I also recorded a quick little video of myself performing it that I recorded from my hotel window. Hold on a second, Max. Max, can you play this song? Am I getting you confused with another Max? Much more to me because the stuff going by is just a song I wrote in my room. Yeah, that was you. Good job, Max. For those of you in the stream that don't know, Max actually knows how to write Hush Hour just from, I guess, videos, just from listening to / looking at videos, and they played it. I don't think I watched it all the way to the very end because I got cold. I was actually in the middle of a Skype call, but I won't get into that. I didn't watch it all the way to the end, but from what I saw, you played it perfectly. Very well done, Max. Very well done. Thank you, everybody, for being respectful to me and polite to each other. There is no nastiness in this stream, which I appreciate. Let's do 50 more of good. But I'll see you guys back here on Monday. Please enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Do something cool. Eat a fruit. Jesus, take care of yourselves, guys. Get some sleep. Get some sleep. See you on Monday. It always takes me so long to turn the thing